Hi folks, it's 29th of November today, and yeah, this is a follow-on, also the next segment of the Shiro Utsuri, the Okawa Shiros. From the last video, we didn't actually manage to get these out of the 1500 gallon pond that they were in, because we've not had a big one of the 3.5k ponds ready. So yeah, it's come to today, but it's the pond's at breaking point, to be honest. It's an absolute must now. The growth has been absolutely insane on these since that last video. I think we're hitting about 17 to 20 centimetres, and I'm anticipating today we'll average 20 to 25 and possibly some a bit bigger as well. The bodies are looking really good, but I believe with over 200 fish it was we put in here, I mean it is just crazy. And yes, we're struggling to manage the water now with that kind of stocking in that amount of water, and they need to move. So we're going to get them all up. We will do a quick selection, primarily just checking for any deformities that have become visible since the fish have got bigger, because sometimes it does take time for these to play out. And yeah, get them moved and yeah, push them on. So these will be pushed through till spring, as we said previously. And looking at them, I'm anticipating we're probably going to hit anywhere between 35 and 45 cm on the size. So let's get stuck into them and see what we've got. There we have it, first impressions. Some absolutely crazy sized fish, really. Look at that. I think this is a fish we probably did look at. Super body quality. Size to it now as well. And it's quite a consistent average across the board. To say, let's say these have achieved this in this 1500 gallon pond, which is filtered, if you've seen that video, with the brush chamber mechanically and the fluid bed on that size. The only real compromise in all this is the water clarity, but with the right maintenance the results have been achieved. So yeah, pretty consistent with the sizing as well. At first glance I'm very happy. So get them into bowls now, give them a quick check, and yeah, get them into their new home. So yeah, first bowl full in to have a quick check and a sort through, and yeah, I really am blown away. These ponds do continuously keep surprising me with what they can do. You can see, I mean, if we just check an average sort of size on them, so we'll go with that Ginnerin. Actually looking 27 centimetres on that one, and if we go up to the sort of bigger end, that's already touching 30 cm, so bigger than I anticipated even, to be honest. It is just remarkable, and just again demonstrates what can be done when you manage, you know, you work with whatever you've got and just manage the conditions, environment, feeding and everything like that properly. You sort of scale it down with stocking levels, and you can see what can then really truly be achieved as well. If I wanted to, these, I could just reduce the numbers and carry on growing these in that pond, and the results would be superb. I just really want to push them and get the most amount of size that I can. So like I say, not really looking too much at quality here. I probably might, I say take some smaller ones out. I mean, we've got like this fish that's sort of lagging behind, but the quality is just far too good. And maybe as the environment becomes less competitive now, we'll boost the size up on that one a fair bit as well. But yeah, quality wise, you can see from that we've got Sumi progressing quite well, and given the water sort of sat at 25 degrees, this is one thing I found fascinating with the Okawa Shiro. You know, often the water temperature can work against it, but these still keep going strong. The ones that have Sumi up like this, absolutely top example, tend to hold that Sumi really well, and then the others that are developing still do it regardless seemingly of the temperature. It's clearly just time that's helping them come along. But yeah, some great looking prospects. The one I'm really paying attention to when I'm looking for deformities in these is this issue with the shortening. It's always a body deformity seemingly with the smaller Okawa Shiros, and particularly at the peduncle end, where, like you can see with this one, they just form a bit too much thickness, which is eventually, as it sort of grows out, it leads to a body shortness in those fish. And yeah, to be honest, that is the main issue with most of this handful in this bowl. We've got the one here, really nice example. I mean, that's becoming a cracking fish, but the mouth is ever so slightly off-centered when I look at it, which is unfortunate. But again, that is what it is with raising towsai. But yeah, that like we sort of found with the Shiro Utsuri and the anal fins, I think this with the peduncle in these is an inherent deformity, and just now, you know, since last year's batch, perfectly aware of it. I'm paying a lot more attention to it. What happened last year is a lot of these fish got missed and then grown, and you know, a lot more time and money invested in them, and that's resources that were ultimately taken up for the rest of the fish to be pushed that little bit harder. So yeah, good one to pay attention for. You can see again here from this next bowl, again, size consistency. That's one thing I'm really happy with right now. There's not really many that have struggled to compete. There's a few excelling, we can see that, but on average, you know, the size differential's really good. Really, that's just caught my eye. What a piece that is. Looking super impressive, that. It's not going to be a matter of time before that's really looking spectacular, to be honest. And yeah, you can see there it's going to have a nice controlled Sumi pattern. We can see what's happening even on the head. Just a matter of time till that one plays out. I think this is one that we featured back in the video, just for admiring that, you know, superb finished pattern already. And to me, Sumi looks like it's actually improved more, got even more shine to it, certainly grown well, and the body's still looking strong. So yeah, I don't think we'll see much change from that other than a lot more size to come, and improvement in that Sumi quality, to be honest. Wow, that one definitely got missed last time round. You can see that is completely crooked at the tail. See it there, it's twisted, lifting upwards, going in all directions. We've seen we've got one there that's not quite caught up. A bit of a representation of where we're at and where we've come from as well there. But you can see actually it's got a real heavy deformity. The whole peduncle area is lifted up on that one, which will be a big part of why that's not grown as well. There we've got a absolutely cracking little piece, which I've got another pond this can actually go to, because size wise it's not going to compete at all, but that's a mega quality fish. You can see big Sumi movements over here. Certainly a show level, show worthy Ginrin Shiro there, so a bit of a different environment and some conditioning, and I'm sure we'll see that one reappearing sometime soon. I know this is one in the last segment that we filmed that I really focused heavily on, and we can probably look back and see how quickly or how much that's actually progressed even since then. This is without doubt one of the absolute top pieces in the pond, certainly the #1 Ginrin. Just a remarkable fish in every way. Super impressive. I mean, the Sumi and pattern development since that last video has been, segment has been absolutely mental. And this looking at it is just going to go from absolute strength to strength and be a really superb quality fish. You know, this is something, a Ginrin Shiro of this level I didn't actually even see in Japan when I've been there recently over the 3 weeks. You know, it's really superb level, and definitely if it was there would be all Japan level for competing, no doubt about it. Mega fish. So yeah, excited to share the progress on that one with everybody. Right, first bit, made a bit of a balls up with the numbers. There's actually around 150 pieces in the pond, which is still daft. Probably why the results have been so exceptional from the last selection. That extra 50 would have made a big difference, but yeah, I'm super impressed. These Okawa Shiros continuously keep impressing me with the results that we get. And here I've just got a random pick of various different fish just to show and talk about a few characteristics and what's going off. So we've got, I'm going to start with this one and sort of this one as well, to be honest with you, because I mean, we're just talking body here right now. Super body power sat in there. I mean, if we focus on this one, you can see there, incredible height to it, that big head going on. So much happening there. I think, you know, they might be mistaken for worrying about this pattern being a bit top heavy, but there's loads happening on behind the scenes or the back end of the fish here with the Sumi. So again, not really paying attention to that. we've still got Sumi on the head to progress. So much got to happen, but in regards of, I mean, quality of Sumi that I'm seeing there as well is exceptional. Coupled with that body, this is going to make a big fish, going to be a big one in the batch, and one of real high quality. So yeah, excited to see that. And then following straight back on to this one that we sort of touched on. This is a bit more interesting. Again, it's got all the body traits going on. You can see the length of the head there, you know, white skin quality is lovely, amazing Sumi quality where it's up. I suppose this is, if we're looking at pattern, this is possibly a side of concern for people, but if it's coming through in the camera, you can see there's all the underlying Sumi in these areas. This area here is likely to grow upwards as well in the pattern, as well as this side. We can actually see it coming this way at the moment. So, and yeah, Sumi here behind the head. Just far too much still to happen to be dismissive of any part of the pattern of that fish at this moment in time. So again, it's just focusing on those core qualities, them being there and giving it some more time and seeing what happens. But you're going to see big change from that one over the course of these videos. Again, just sort of on that one here, which I've seen progressing really well. And yeah, the Sumi pattern slowly sort of working its way up from below the lateral line with this one. Interestingly, I mean, you can see Sumi here coming up there, and it's, yeah, I mean, looking sparse still at the minute, and you can see that Sumi there is gonna creep upwards. So again, a lot happening. The Motogoro's not quite broken on this one yet, but I'm sure it will. It's going to be a very attractive fish given a bit more time. And yeah, then it was sort of, you know, looking at a bit of a Ginrin, because these Okawa Shiro, the Ginrin always amazes me. They managed to keep pace with the normal Shiro, but we can see 3 examples I've put in here. First of all, the one we've already spoke about, which is quite blatantly one of the best fish, you know, in the batch. Absolutely top quality piece, that. Really nice, super bright future ahead of it. Don't really need to say too much more about that one. Got another example here looking good. A really nice body setup, that really nice Utsuri pattern sort of forming across this one. Again, something's going to happen on the head, I've no doubt about that. Lovely Motogoro, that Ginrin quality, just exceptional. You know, again, lots going on, lots still to happen with that, but I think it's going to have a super pattern when all said and done. And then this one, which is a real sort of standout piece to me, it's got a really strong body to it as a Ginrin. We can see more sort of underlying Sumi action on the head here, but I believe this pattern, although, you know, likely to be a bit heavier, there's a lot to go on here. You can see it happening here as well, so there's going to be big change. Again, more balance will actually come to that pattern over time with that body setup and that Sumi quality especially. I mean, look at it, it's superb. You see a nice bit of Sumi sashi there indicating thickness as well. Super quality, and I'm sure that's a fish we'll be looking at further down the line as well in a little bit more detail. And then yeah, sort of the one again we've already spoke about, but this really one that's really well Sumi patterned already. This fish is going to stay, from what I know of Okawa Shiros now, will stay exactly like this ongoing, and all that's going to happen is, as we've already seen, the Sumi thickness is going to come more, get more shine and luster to it. Small areas of the pattern will become slightly more prominent over time. So, you know, this is an area Shiroji will probably open up a little bit more and add, you know, further interest and sort of complement the pattern nicely. So very safe bet, that one, but that's the kind of fish to see a lot. Even right now, it's going to be a valuable fish because of that level of quality and predictability, and it all being there already. Plus demand for a Shiro like that is always really high. And yeah, last one I put in the bowl is this one, which is actually one that's really caught my eye of what this could potentially do. It's ticking every box for me. The body setup for one, the Sumi quality I can see is going to be superb. See nice Motogoro already, interesting potential memoir on the head. But yeah, the pattern potential, and this sort of Sumi where we can see it dusting the edge of a scale, it's got sort of a mix of the two Sumis I've spoke about. This one where it's underlying in the skin, and this one that's coming more from the top of the skin. That's really interesting to see. So I know from that there's going to be radical change in this fish, and mixed with the sort of body qualities and other qualities that it's got. Definitely a fish to watch, that one, and one I'd have no interest in letting go at this stage anyway. So Yeah, there we have it. Say great size progress up to, there was a couple actually tipping over 30 centimetres. One I've actually put in the net that looked like it could have been about 35. It's crazy. At this point, really nice consistent size level, and we've took away a number of deformities, so I think it's around 115 fish going into the big pond. To be honest, I've never at this point stocked one of those 3.5k ponds this low, so I'm going to expect a serious boost in growth and body development on these. So time will tell, but we're back soon with another update.